Greetings to all. We return once again with a chilling update that may shape the future of an entire region. The tension between Pakistan and India is escalating, and not just diplomatically. We are teetering on the edge of a war that may ignite with a single spark. Just one misstep, one calculated strike could plunge these two nuclear-armed neighbors into devastating conflict. This is not hyperbole. The news emerging from the region is deeply alarming. Tensions have surged to their highest level in years. Following a horrific terrorist attack in Kashmir last Tuesday that left 26 people dead, fears of war are no longer speculative. They are immediate and pressing. Media outlets and analysts, including the New York Times, have warned that the two countries are hurtling toward the edge of war. We too have voiced this concern in recent broadcasts. And now, terrifyingly, those predictions appear to be coming true. Two nuclear powers now stand perilously close to catastrophe. Pakistan has announced that it possesses credible intelligence indicating India is preparing to launch a military strike against it within 36 hours. Let that sink in. In an unusual midnight announcement, Pakistani Information Minister Atullah Tara declared, "We have received strong, reliable intelligence that India plans to launch a military action against us within the next 24 to 36 hours. While the source and details of the intelligence remain undisclosed, no specifics on how or where the attack might unfold, the implications are grave. When a government minister announces an imminent invasion, the world must pay attention." Tara went further, warning that any Indian military action would be met with a firm and decisive response. In plain language, if India strikes, Pakistan will retaliate militarily. No ambiguity, no hesitation. Satellite imagery and leaked footage appear to show Pakistani forces amassing weapons, munitions, and soldiers along the Indian border. Meanwhile, India too is repositioning forces, clearly bracing for a possible war. Both sides are reportedly reaching out to foreign partners in a desperate bid to secure last-minute arms. But how did we get here? It all began last Tuesday in Indian-administered Kashmir. A deadly terrorist attack claimed 26 lives. India promptly blamed Pakistan, accusing its intelligence agencies of orchestrating the assault. Pakistan, for its part, denied involvement and offered to cooperate with an independent and transparent investigation. Yet India was unrelenting and growing more aggressive by the day. Indian newspapers have been beating the drums of war, demanding that the Modi government do something in retaliation. And this is no ordinary government. Narendra Modi's administration is backed by a hardline Hindu nationalist party that has long seen Pakistan not just as a rival, but as an existential threat. India has suspended key diplomatic engagements, including trade agreements. Pakistan has responded in kind, halting peace agreements and issuing a dire warning. If India tampers with the flow of water from the Indus River, lifeblood to Pakistan, it would be considered an act of war. And all of this at the worst possible time. The world is already ablaze. In one corner, Gaza, Palestine, Yemen, and the rising tensions with Iran. In another, the never-ending war in Ukraine. Global diplomacy is in shambles. The world lacks a reliable stabilizer, a global referee. Institutions that once helped maintain peace are silent, ineffective, or absent altogether. Yes, the United States and China have urged restraint, warning that a war would serve no one. But let's be honest, neither Washington nor Beijing is in a position to de-escalate this crisis. Trump's White House seems more preoccupied with domestic drama than foreign diplomacy. China, though close to Pakistan, may not have either the will or the leverage to prevent war. The New York Times reports that India may be using the Kashmir attack as a pretext to build a casus belli, a legal and moral justification for war. Modi has reportedly spoken with over a dozen world leaders since the attack. Meanwhile, Indian diplomats have summoned envoys from 100 countries to brief them on the situation. The message is clear. India is laying the groundwork for military action, preparing both its people and the world for what may come. And most disturbingly, the world seems ready to look away. According to diplomats quoted in the US press, Modi is carefully crafting a case for a decisive military operation against his primary enemy, Pakistan. His speeches, though veiled, are filled with ominous threats about eradicating terror sanctuaries. We all know what that implies. India believes those sanctuaries lie within Pakistan. According to diplomats quoted in the US press, Modi is carefully crafting a case for a decisive military operation against his primary enemy, Pakistan. His speeches, though veiled, are filled with ominous threats about eradicating terror sanctuaries. We all know what that implies. India believes those sanctuaries lie within Pakistan. Behind closed doors, Indian officials are lobbying the US, Russia, and European powers for support. Not surprisingly, many countries have issued generic statements of solidarity with India's fight against terrorism, but none mention Pakistan directly. And that silence is being interpreted in New Delhi as tacit approval for military action. Here's the dangerous reality. Those in India advocating for war see a strategic opportunity. The world is distracted. The great powers are exhausted. No one, they believe, will stop them. Trump's administration hasn't even appointed an ambassador to India 3 months into his presidency. That vacuum, ironically, is seen as beneficial by some Indian policymakers. They believe the US will stay neutral if India strikes first. On the ground, the India-Pakistan border is a live wire. Sporadic artillery fire and cross-border skirmishes are becoming more frequent. Both nations have expelled each other's diplomats, a sobering sign of collapsing dialogue. Worse yet, both sides have cancelled visa programs. Cross-border movement has ground to a halt. Hawks in India are screaming for revenge, while Pakistan's government is making unambiguous threats. A Pakistani minister recently issued a chilling statement. Our nuclear missiles and ballistic weapons are aimed at India. They were not built for display. We created them for this exact scenario. If provoked, we will use them. Let that sink in. Nuclear weapons, once considered a deterrent, are now part of the conversation, not as a last resort, but as a possible course of action. The last time these two countries came this close to war was in 2019, after another deadly attack. India conducted an airstrike on Pakistani soil. In retaliation, Pakistan shot down an Indian fighter jet and captured its pilot. Before that, in 1999, the two nations fought a full-scale war over Kashmir, one that was only stopped by US diplomatic intervention. Today, over 200 million Muslims live in India. Reports are emerging of a wave of discrimination and state violence, particularly in Kashmir. Indian security forces have demolished homes claiming they belonged to militants. But often it is innocent families, parents, siblings, children who suffer. This tactic, eerily reminiscent of Israeli operations in Palestine, is now part of India's counter-terrorism playbook. Raids, arrests, and interrogations are sweeping across Kashmir. Human rights organizations have sounded the alarm. Western media is slowly catching on. Under Modi's rule, Kashmir's autonomy was revoked, its people silenced, and its lands brought under New Delhi's direct control. The repression is intensifying, not fading. So where does this all lead? Two nuclear powers, a shared border, a volatile flashpoint, and a countdown that may already be ticking. Pakistan's minister said India would attack within 24 to 36 hours. That window is now closing. More than half a day has passed. We can only hope, desperately hope, that the intelligence is wrong, that cooler heads prevail. Because wars are easy to start, but impossible to control. Once unleashed, conflict becomes a storm that no leader, no general, no president can fully contain. It becomes a dance of action and reaction, with chaos pulling more and more players into its spiral. And Kashmir, the fault line of this crisis, is not just contested between India and Pakistan. China also claims part of it. All three are nuclear powers. All three are neighbors in this tinderbox. If this explodes, the world won't just witness a war, it will witness a regional catastrophe with global consequences. We'll cover those scenarios in future broadcasts. Whatever the reason, stay safe, stay informed, and stay vigilant. Thank you for watching. What do you think about the rising tensions between India and Pakistan? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Let's discuss. And if you're into global analysis like this, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.